Hi guys, welcome back. It's Sunday, so it's time for the weekly breakdown of gold. But before I get into the charts, I want to talk about something that happened at the start of the week because I think it's important. It ties in with everything that I speak about: discipline, patience, and I actually broke my own rule. I was busy, I wasn't at the charts properly, and I set a sell limit without waiting for liquidity to be taken first. And this is something that I speak about all the time. And it's on my checklist for a reason. So price hadn't quite swept the highs and my conditions weren't really met, but I put the sell limit anyway and it hit stop loss. So we're on that. We go to the 15-minute chart. This happened on Monday. Now, here's the thing. I did re-enter and I caught the sell, but the stop out was avoidable. And the rest of the week shows exactly why. There's no need to rush because there were some solid opportunities that showed up across the week and I didn't need to force that one. Now, let me put that back on. See, here it is. So, yeah, I mean, we really did have, I think I spoke about, obviously, for the last couple of weeks, gold has been really bearish and maybe this was a bit of FOMO as well because, as the market opened on Sunday night, I think I had to kind of close my sellout somewhere here last week. Anyways, the market opened Sunday night. We had that massive push down, like literally gold broke underneath 4100 by 7:15, 7 a.m. like London session. Now, obviously, we are back aligned with the New York clocks. Now we're 5 hours behind instead of 4 hours behind, which always throws me off. And it happens for about 3 weeks because our clocks in March go forward. They went forward last night or early hours of this morning, whereas in New York they had theirs go forward 3 weeks ago. So we're kind of out of sync now. We're back in sync, which I like. But anyway, obviously, I think this was for me was a bit of FOMO. I saw price push up. I mean, look at that, really bullish within a bearish environment, should I say. And I was not quite convinced that price was going to go any further. I just thought this was like a bit of recovery. So obviously we had that happen all night. And I saw that we kind of stopped here and I thought, you know, made an equalish high here. I kind of got in a little bit too early, got stopped out. Like I said, I got in for the sell afterwards, but that stop out could have been avoided. Can't always avoid them. And this just shows, I'm human. We all here. We're all going to make mistakes. It's quite normal. But yeah, anyway, let's get into the charts properly now. So 4 hours, this is, oh my gosh, look how much price has moved. Right, yeah, so as you know, this is where I build my bias. So obviously we know we've been pushing down, like since that kind of price failed to go above 5419 here, we have been pushing all the way down. Yeah. So we did have some recovery this is normal. Like price doesn't really just go down in a straight line. There's definitely going to be some recovery in between, and we did have that happen over, here like Tuesday into Wednesday where we had price kind of come up to 4602, and as a result, some people might have thought, oh, we're recovering because we are making higher lows as well, right? But we didn't. So I marked up, if I go down to the hour chart, these are the 3 trades that I marked up for the week. Now, I didn't take this one. I was busy, and I like Wednesdays, Wednesdays, even though this went into, let's just say this kind of went into Thursday morning. But yeah, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays are kind of my days that I like to trade. I mean, obviously, it just depends on what price is doing. Sometimes you can have ranging movements all the way through the week, but this kind of showed, this is some good price action here, but I missed that. Fine, whatever, is what it is, but I managed to get this. And of course, I mean, this was like a really big sell-off here. Still a nice move, and like I always say, there's counter trend moves in here. This was a nice push up, but again, this was like early hours of Friday morning. I wasn't awake for that, but I'm noticing how gold, again, we're back moving during Asian session, which I feel like I always kind of say, like, okay, gold is, paired with the USD, you want to trade that in the New York session, but you just want to trade it when it's moving. And if you're available, if you've made yourself available to take that trade, then, you know, great. So anyway, yeah, this happened. And after that, we then had a very bullish push up. Now, I don't know what this means for gold. I'm not saying that we are now, you know, going back into kind of a bullish environment. But what I will say is that we have made some higher lows here, and we've had a push up. And I mean, it doesn't look that great on the hour chart. So I'm going to go down to the 15-minute, which is where I kind of execute my trades. We did have that very bullish push up on Friday afternoon. And you know, you expect some recovery. There was a bit of recovery in here, and I saw that price was stalling. So I took a quick buy and got out of that before the end of the New York session. And to be honest, you know, sometimes I don't mind sort of holding trades over the weekend, but for me this was an intraday movement, and I was happy with what I saw, so I got out here, and I'm glad I did, because look, would have been back at entry, wouldn't have been worth holding, and with swap fees, I'm sure there'll be another opportunity. But yeah, I mean, obviously we'll see what happens, because for me now, I'm just thinking, okay, so we've had this bullish push up, price has been making higher lows. Let's see what happens. But for the most part, as we know, on the higher time frames, we are still very bearish, unless we get some sort of, yeah, push above this area here. So you can see I've got my alerts set, right? I love alerts. I feel like they help me to just stay off of the chart and get on with what I'm doing in the background, because it will alert me and let me know if it's in my area of interest. So we'll see what happens. I'll be keen to see how, you know, obviously we are going into Q2, and it's, you know, a new week, new month. So we might have some volatility at the start. Who knows what, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. But overall, gold has been showing that we are, you know, pretty bearish. But yeah, you know, but we are seeing some recovery. So going into next week, the levels I'm watching are sort of around, where are we? Like here, which is where I got stopped out of last week. 5414-ish, 1315, around there. And I'd be looking for, you know, if we get a break above here again, to see if we can push up to sort of 4555, 4602. But yeah, if we drop back below, then I'll be looking to see if price might want to come back and retest where it kind of bounced off of earlier on at the start of the week. So yeah, be an interesting one. Let's see what happens. But as usual, guys, you know, if you like this video, if it helps you in any way, please like, comment and subscribe. I literally put these out because I feel like in the beginning of my journey, something like this would have been really helpful for me. But yeah, let me know in the comments. And as always, I'm on Insta, Threads, TikTok, same handle at Yen Trade, and I'll always link my Telegram channel in the comments or in the description. Have a lovely week, happy trading, happy new month, and I will catch you on the other side.